Different than what you can expect is different.
The Stakers Mall, 8:15 p.m., February 22nd, 2016.
We'll probably all flip around and the center will be...
Nonprofit organization from Minneapolis is here, sharing with the public issues of public housing and the gentrification and mobile home parks, the like that.
Well, it seems like we're well on the way to that.
Yeah, my dad, before he passed away, my dad's truck that he bought, it cost him more for the truck than it did for the first house he bought. So, cars and trucks selling for $115,000 a year right now. Is this place for family to live in? Is it a single family dwelling or what?
Well, you know, they say that...
Fargo Community Meeting, Legal Rights Workshop, and Mobile Home Park Resident Meeting. It's not my trailer, it's my home. The sign-in sheet. Referendum. Quick references. Minnesota statutes. Minnesota? Holy, holy, holy.
There's a mobile home park in Denmark where the streets are out nice when you go there. I think all the trailers. I don't think I've
Is this North Dakota Century Code and not the Minnesota statutes?
trailers.
That is
They're
North
double wide.
Dakota.
North Dakota Century Code, okay.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And it's all, they're all pretty, you know, they're pretty well kept.
Century Code, manufacturer home communities in North Dakota, landlord and tenant rights, membership in the organization, the Alliance, All Parks Alliance for Change. This is the Minnesota publication, and NOHOA Across America, the national organization.
They are basically a gated community.
My father lived in Florida before I had to go get him her boyfriend rent to own mobile homes in just horrible shape. They rent it and fix it up, and then after 3 years, they would own the thing. And well, the landlord kept screwing them over. So, but when I first went down to visit her, it was a mobile home that they'd taken off the lot because it actually made the lot just brought down the value of everything. And if you're watching me Deliverance, that's kind of who lived there. And so they took this mobile home and they shoved it down by this little creek. So when we went to visit her, it wasn't even an address. So her driveway was between two houses, two mobile homes. So we had to drive down there, and we went through a...
Will you do me a favor?
Oh, no, this wide.
Keep this on Dave and not this gentleman. I'm going to the bathroom.
And we had to drive
Okay.
and go around.
Yeah, just keep it on Dave. I'll be
And
back.
it was, I said, run, I hear
Or each
banjos.
other, or the walls, whatever you want to do.
But it was terrible. But yeah, it was, there were some beds. One thing, we lived in Mississippi, the first mobile home we ever owned. It was brand new, and it was a brand new park that they'd started, but those streets weren't paved either. And so when it rained, it was just horrible there. But the guy next door to us bought his mobile home, paid cash for it, and they used to give him crap about it all the time. He went and collected aluminum cans from everywhere. Every bar in town, he'd pick up their aluminum cans. Every day, he would save, he was in the Navy with me. And so he would go and fill this pickup truck. He put 2x4s up and then chicken wire around it. And everywhere he went, he'd pick up the aluminum cans and throw it in there. And he did that for like 5 years. At the end of 5 years, he paid cash for his house. People were giving him crap about it. And then he just kept doing it. And then later on, he bought himself a brand new truck, paid cash. Now he owns a salvage yard in Meridian, Mississippi. But on either side, so you got mobile homes.
Yep.
Okay. On either side of that are $1 million mansions on either side of that. Okay, and then right next to that, there was two broken down mobile home parks where there was one that burned up and the frame was just sitting there. Okay, and this is how you, in the South, you drive places out in the country, you have $1 million mansion with huge manicured lawns. right next door, their neighbor will have a single wide mobile home with junk cars in the yard. So,
That's a slice of life right there.
teach his own.
Yeah.
You know, most people just want to be left alone.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
Well, thank you very much.
So, hey, thanks, appreciate it.
Absolutely. Good luck
you for
with your.
coming by.
Sorry,
It's
you
nice
didn't
to
have more
meet
people
you.
here.
Yes. Well, but plenty to think about.
What does his letter say? No, it's not. Oh, yeah. It was just a paralegal that sent him the note. This guy he's talking about that is buying all this property up downtown,
Uh-huh.
he's running for governor.
Oh, gosh.
Uh-oh.
That's scary business when someone with that much money.
Yeah.
But it's more and more the case, isn't it?
Oh.
It'll make this guy real happy if he wins.
What's going on? The camera stuff?
Our next new governor.
Is it you?
No,
Oh, Wayne?
no,
Tell me.
it'll be Bergen.
I see. Okay. You know, I avoided the Democratic thing.
Well, I won't vote for. I like Wade Stedgem. I've always liked him.
What?
Putting together our stuff. Excuse me.
Okay.
Thank
Yes.
you.
What is the Republican state convention in what city? In Fargo?
Fargo.
Fargo. I wonder if they'll let me in.
They probably won't even let me in.
It's possible. Are you planning on attending some?
No, I haven't decided yet. I gotta go in for surgery next week, or this week.
I see.
Friday in Minneapolis, so
When is their convention?
July, I think, June or July.
Oh, that's the national. The states.
Well, yeah, it may be sooner. I think.
Oh, yeah,
It might be in March or April.
Democrats there end of March.
Yeah, so, and I think the Republicans is right after that.
I think so.
So.
I think so. Yes.
But they don't even follow their own convention anyway, because the guy, what's his name? Brian Kalk was supposed to be when, what's his name got elected?
Kramer.
When Kramer got elected.
Yes.
Brian Kalk is the guy who should have,
Been in Congress.
oh, he's a much better guy too.
Veteran, I like him.
Yeah, and then I've known him for a very long, when he was the commander of the Met
Yeah,
station down
yeah,
there. And so then he was a professor at NDSU.
yeah. And who is?
He was a professor at Colton.
Oh, I didn't
Was a
know.
professor
I
at
didn't know.
NDSU.
I know he's very likable.
He's a nice
Very
guy,
likable.
you know. So, and if he's going to have to screw you over on something, he'll let you know. He'll tell you, I'm sorry, I got to go the other way.
Cool.
So, but-
Cool. Oh, can I have 2 copies of everything you got, including bumper stickers?
Hey, thanks.
Yeah.
We'll see ya. I'll see you again.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I don't believe we've started putting away any. Oh, here.
Yes, I need some of this good stuff. Are you driving back tonight?
We are.
You are.
Nice long days, but it's the most efficient way to do it.
I see. Dave, sir, you're executive director. What is your organization?
Sure, it's All Parks Alliance for Change, or APAC. It's a statewide association of manufactured home park residents. Started in 1980, based in Minnesota, but we have in the past done work in the Fargo-Moorhead area. Kind of got hit a little bit by the recession and had to pull back from that, but we're now working with our national counterpart, the National Manufactured Homeowner Association of America, NMOA, to get back into working in the broader Fargo-Moorhead area.
Now, public rights for renters is a very tough thing to get help with, and there's just a shortage of dollars into legal aid in North Dakota, and I'm sure there is in Minnesota too. What can a person do if they're in a mobile home park and they got a problem and can't afford an attorney? What kind of steps can they take?
Sure. Well, I mean, there are always different possible explanations for the problems that you're running, that a home owner living in a park might have. One possibility is just that there's an owner or a manager of a park that may just be operating out of the best of intent but poor information. And so initially you can start out with that assumption that, well, I'm going to get well informed about what my rights are, and I'm going to communicate that clearly and make it clear that I understand what my rights are and how this situation should have been handled. It's not necessarily always the case that the manager or owner that you're working with has the best intent, in which case, beyond just the law, there are often, so the law would be, having to get a lawyer and go through some kind of legal process is you attempting with the help of an attorney to essentially enforce the law, but there are agencies, city or state, that have that power directly. So if you can enlist them to act on the authority they have, then you don't have to take the step of getting a lawyer and essentially attempting to enforce it yourself through a lawsuit. In some cases, if there's an issue, the health department would have the ability to inspect and enforce. There's also under North Dakota state law the power for...
I'll sign up on your deal too, of course.
Oh, okay. So there's also the power of the authority for the health department to authorize local enforcement as well. And so it could be the city. And there are, under state law, very specific areas for what constitutes, under the licensing requirements to operate a park, a safe and healthy community. And so it's got to match state codes for plumbing, for electricity. Roads have to be maintained as safe and passable. So there's a whole long list of things that are guarantees under state law that you could enforce with an attorney, but that the state or the city may have the power to enforce as well if you can document it well and communicate it to them.
In a more competitive media market like Minneapolis, are they of aid to you when there's a real problem? Can the public go to them, and have they gone to them to say, hey, we need to organize and we need to this scrutinized, and then the news team comes and actually helps?
That is sometimes the case, that the media is part of the strategy, making sure that it doesn't remain just a quiet little dispute between the resident and the management of the property. Sometimes it's fine to keep it a quiet little dispute because you can, just through persistence, work it out. But yeah, sometimes it has helped to broaden it out a little bit and make it more of a public issue.
How can Minnesotans get a hold of you, and if they want to join your organization, it's $12 a year, is that correct? Emily was saying something about the membership money goes into a trust that helps alleviate, mitigate movement costs and things like that, or?
Oh, it's two different things. So there is an annual $12 fee, but that's not a membership fee for us. It's a relocation benefit program that people can pay into, so that would be separate from us. For us, it's a sliding scale to become a member. You can actually, the traditional membership level is $20, but you can join, if your income is limited, you can join for as little as $5.
Yay, this could be me. Yes, I'm a Fargo resident and I'd like to be associated with you. For Minnesotans especially, but for others who would like to come and visit with you in Minnesota or talk about these issues directly, or their mobile home issues in Minnesota, how do they get a hold of you in Minneapolis?
Sure. Well, there are forms on our website. There's email address, there's our phone number. We have a toll-free number, 855-361-2722. So, or info@allparksallianceforchange.org, or our website, allparksallianceforchange.org.
Say that one more time, just for people who are going to write it down.
Sure, absolutely.
Just the web address, just
sure.
that.
Well, www.allparksallianceforchange.org.
And you've been the leader of this for how long?
About 11 years.
And you're coming from what kind of background?
A lot of nonprofit work, different kinds of organizations, senior, consumer, housing, neighborhood. But that's my background.
Have the Twin Cities, with the lack of money to revitalize public housing and the like, or with a bunch of congressional districts, does Minneapolis still get money to rehab public housing, like perhaps North Dakota doesn't get so much of anymore?
Well, I'm very narrowly focused on manufactured housing. There are a lot of good groups. Minnesota Housing Partnership is one that would be able to answer a lot of questions about public housing and they take a particular interest in public housing. Minnesota Housing Partnership does. But yeah, our focus is very narrowly on manufactured housing, and it's market-based. There's no public investment in it. But there does need to be public attention given to it.
Indeed.
Because there are changes and there are challenges and there are changes in state law or local ordinances that would help.
I'm just surprised. I was out here walking tonight, and I was surprised that you're here for one thing, and that you are focused precisely on the area that you are, the specialized on mobile home parks. And thank you, Dave, Executive Director from Minneapolis, and I'm Mark for LA Sevareid Newsgroup in Fargo, and it's the 22nd of February 2016, and here is the community organizer of the organization as well. Thank you for coming. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Cool.